If you're the type of crafter that has to have like a level 9 on the difficulty scale for crafting in terms of creativity and science, well, I've got a great yogurt and spirulina soap for you. In this delusional ADHD world of excellence, of course, you have to make your own yogurt from scratch and mix it with some distilled water. In order to work with milks and yogurts, you have to solve a temperature problem. And how we do that? We just freeze it. We make ice cubes. If you don't freeze milk products for soap, you run the risk of scorching these items when we mix the liquid with the lye. Lye is a very high alkaline product that saponifies oils. Every oil is different and has a unique reaction with lye. So like olive oil and palm oil do great with lye, and it can make a really nice hard bar of soap. What it does is it creates this ionic magic where like ions attract like ions, and it literally takes all of the dirt off of you. It's really cool. It doesn't work the same way as surfactant-based soaps, but it's just as cool in my opinion. We've already dealt with the lye aqueous solution where I did put the yogurt and distilled water to carry the lye into my oils. I used some interesting oils here just because I was out of palm oil, so I used some isolanolin and some other things. I always put sodium lactate in the aqueous solution to make a nice hard bar, and now we're dealing with the coloration of this bar. I put some spirulina and some titanium dioxide to make a nice white and green color. When you use milk products in a soap, it automatically means that you're going to have an accelerated trace, which means your soap is going to be thick. And a lot of cold process soap makers don't like that because you don't have as much control over the design. But if you know that ahead of time, you can go into it saying, okay, I'm going to have a really thick soap, so here's how we're going to design it. And the only way to do it was a swirl. So I just swirled in the spirulina and the titanium dioxide, and then in a third vessel, I did an in the pot mixture and just kind of mix it around so that there was already a swirl before I put it into the mold. And due to the hemp oil and one other oil that I used, I got a brown color initially. So coloring these soaps was absolutely the way to go. The good news is spirulina is completely natural and titanium dioxide is really not a big deal. So I had this really cool mold on hand. You can use anything. You can use a box that's lined with freezer paper. You just basically let it sit for a whole day. And let me just tell you right now, unmolding soap is, for me at least, such a dopamine hit. It is one of the greatest experiences of your entire life. Just personally, I just look so forward to unmolding soap and cutting it open and seeing what the design is. This design, I ended up loving it, but more so than the design are the ingredients that were used in here. Spirulina, a mushroom extract oil, and obviously this homemade yogurt. It is a wonderful probiotic facial soap cleanser that will be ready to use in about 4 weeks. It does have to cure because the pH is still kind of high and you want that caustic lye. I mean, it came down a lot initially during the saponification process, but it still comes down over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And you know that it is fully cured when it doesn't lose any more water weight. That's when you know it's ready to go. So these will be just on a shelf for about a month. And I just think they're so pretty. And I just think that everybody should get into high-level crafting so that I'm not over here destroying my life.